I bet if I asked you the question, do you enjoy going and talking with someone about the state of your money, most of you would probably answer no. But this morning, we are having a lovely conversation, and you are welcome to join us because we're out at Alon Planning Partners in East Brainerd talking with Brittany and Jay Hagy. Good to see you both.
Great to see you.
Good to see you too.
We were laughing so hard before the
Yeah.
camera turned on. I had to open up the conversation that way because I'm sure that you watch on a regular basis. People come in and they're kind of white knuckled. They're exposing their money to
Nervous,
you.
Yeah.
It feels very vulnerable when you're talking about these types of topics, especially when it's with total strangers.
Yeah.
It can be.
But y'all don't feel like strangers for long.
I hope not. We hope we become family very quickly.
Yeah.
So because we want to open up a truthful dialogue. And so, as I was saying earlier, sometimes it turns into more life coaching than it does financial planning because it kind of opens up all kind of conversations.
Well, okay, everyone is going to want to know kind of what a person's philosophy is when it comes to money. They need to know yours, and you also need to know theirs.
right.
But y'all very much have a philosophy that when your financial health is strong and your money is where you're comfortable with it going, your mental health is strong too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's all interconnected. The financial health, the physical health, the emotional health, the spiritual health, it really is all interconnected. And when one is negative and really struggling or has some deficits, you know it's going to impact the other. Think about if you're dealing with money stress. Think about how it impacts your physical body. You may get, stomach aches or headaches, or you may lose sleep and have sleepless nights.
Or you're snapping at your family.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get emotional and short and snappy. So it really is this cycle that we have to be intentional to break.
So y'all wanted to focus today on kind of 3 roadblocks that you see get in people's way. Are these roadblocks that prevent them from getting to that happy spot?
It
with their
can,
money?
and maybe actually getting to their goals that they have. So like the first roadblock that we wanted to talk about was really fear. Because a lot of times, especially in these conditions that we find ourselves in 2022 and now in 2023, we're in a volatile market. Inflation's going through the roof. You have a lot of issues popping up with the financial and economic world. And so it can cause a lot of fear and cause you to really freeze. And people are unsure what to do. But we want to offer solutions to get folks out of the fear-based mentality that they're in.
That's right.
Okay, I want to pause a second because we've had a conversation in studio before, and I thought it was very interesting that y'all don't have a real high threshold for a portfolio requirement for people to come to you. So if you're in your 30s and 40s, even your 50s, and you're still building, not maintaining, they can come to you.
Absolutely. We actually encourage that. We want you to start wherever you're at. And the earlier you can start, the better, right? It's never too late to start either because we've helped folks primarily, 50s and 60s and in retirement. But we love to see folks in their 30s and 40s say, I need help with this, right? I need to transition. What does a financial plan look like? What's going to get me to retirement? What are some of these roadblocks that I need to be watching out for, right? And so creating a comprehensive financial plan helps take out the fear because a lot of times we fear what we don't understand. We fear what we don't know. We fear when we just see our portfolios and our market accounts going up and down and really down, in the last year. So we try to bring a comprehensive approach. So we tackle everything from investment management to income planning to tax planning. We have a CPA right here in our office to estate planning. We have estate law attorneys that come and meet with our clients to healthcare planning, right? Whether it's Medicare or healthcare, however you're going to pay for it. But we look at a comprehensive approach to bring a peace of mind to people's financial life.
Okay, so with the fear, with that roadblock, before we get to the second one, if it is the fear of the market tanking, let's say, is education important to y'all too? That way your client is educated?
Definitely. You've got to have an understanding as to how you're invested and how that investment is working for you. We talk about all the time, there's so much that we cannot control. We cannot control the market volatility. We cannot control inflation rates, but we can control how we're positioned within these seasons of economic volatility. And that's big right there.
Okay, let's talk about the retirement season. That's the end goal. goal, right? But you were telling me earlier, Brittany, about this retirement mindset, and some people have a hard time
It's another
reconciling.
roadblock.
This is another roadblock that many people have trouble with, or that really stops them from being able to move into or prepare for that retirement phase. There is a mindset shift that has to occur from the working years where you're accumulating, kind of going up the mountain, accumulating assets, to when you reach the top of this mountain and you're like, okay, it's time now to begin decumulating my assets, to begin taking distributions from these accounts that I've saved into for years and years and years,
That's right.
to begin creating an income for me in retirement. And that mindset shift is really
Really hard
hard
for
to
folks.
make for a lot of
Yeah.
people, because you have to begin withdrawing from these accounts that all you've done your whole life is just put into. And then when you see it go down, 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 it can be a struggle. But the key here is to have a comprehensive financial plan. When you have covered all of the bases, when you've covered all the things that he mentioned earlier, the income planning, the tax planning, the estate planning, the investment management,
Brings
when
peace.
all of those are covered, you don't have to worry about running out, because you have a plan in place to ensure that that does not happen.
Okay. And just to clarify real quickly before we get to the third one, on those distributions, you're talking about the required ones. You're not saying
No, I'm
Both
talking about
and.
any.
Okay.
Any,
Your income
because
plan.
because typically when you're nearing retirement or in retirement, you have to draw down from accounts that you saved on, whether it's before 72 or 73, which is now RMD age, or after. If you're in retirement, you're going to be taking distributions from these retirement
So that goes
accounts.
back to the fear of running out of money.
Gotcha.
It's like, how am I sure I'm
Yeah,
not going to
how
run out
do
of
I
money?
know
Not
I'm
just
not
the
gonna run
required
out?
minimum distribution, but this income plan. How do I know I'm not going to run out of money? That's what we have to tackle.
Okay, I think it might be 2 for 2 on the roadblocks. Okay,
Uh-oh.
third roadblock, that you don't know where to begin. Oh, that's a common
Yeah.
one, right?
Yep. Where do I start? And we often tell people that's why we exist, right? We exist because most people need help when it comes to financial planning. There's many areas, and I listed all 5 of them a minute ago, that we have to tackle in order to have a comprehensive financial
When
plan.
my car breaks down, I don't try and fix it. I don't pop the hood and figure out what's disconnected. I call the mechanic and I say,
Right.
hey, I need some
Yeah.
help here, right?
Well, I
That's
tell-
not my
yeah.
area of expertise.
I tell people this, like there's a lot of do-it-yourselfers out there, and there's some things that I will do myself or tackle to do myself, right? But if it comes to burning down my house with electricity or flooding my house with plumbing, anything of these areas, I'm not trying to do it myself. I'm trying to get professional help. And the way we're set up, we're independent fiduciary advisors, meaning we only work for our clients. We don't work for
Right.
big box retail firms. We're not trying to sell a product. We're selling a service, and that's financial planning. So we want to ensure that whoever you're working with, that you're sitting on the same side of the table as them. And that's a peace of mind that folks coming to us can have, is that we're not trying to sell a product. We're giving a service.
And what we always say, we're not trying to get something from you, we're trying to get something to you.
And let's talk about your name, Alon. You told me before, it's
Yeah.
a Hebrew word that means
is.
what?
Alon's the Hebrew word for oak tree, which is as you can see, a deep-rooted symbol of stability. And that's just the kind of imagery that we wanted to depict when we were talking about the kinds of comprehensive financial plans we craft for those families we work with. Deep-rooted, stable, thriving in every season. When the market's going up and down and the world's
You
gone
can have
crazy,
stability.
you can experience stability when you have a comprehensive plan
That's
in
right.
place.
I told you you'd have fun with the conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You can get
Julie.
in touch with them at Alon Planning Partners. Their phone number and website, they're on your screen. They're right at the East Brainerd exit off of I-75.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.